the first aspect of their selflessness is that they should cut down the cost of governance. The cost of governance is killing the economy. They should cut down the cost of governance drastically. The money should be challenged. Any money that they cut away from it, they can even cut as much as 60% cost of governance. The only message I'll give to them is that they should be selfless. They should get themselves away from their selfishness. They are selfish. They should be selfless now so that they can move the society forward. That would be my advice to them. The money you are giving to 200 PAs, you can use it to set up a cottage industry where 5,000 people can work, rather than wasting it on some people that are jobbers in governance. They should cut down the cost of governance and channel any money they get from there to education. To education, they should standardize our education.
Let us go to 2023. I want to turn you to a prophet now, sir. You look at it from time immemorial. You look at the intrigues behind Chief Awolowo's electoral ambition to become president of this country. You look at the intrigues that followed the electoral ambition of Chief M.K. Abiola in 1993, which was titled Hope. And you saw how the hope dashed into another thing eventually in 1998. Then some people are now saying, oh, it's one Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is this and that and all that. So in 2023, do you think the Southerners were going to get into power in Nigeria if Nigeria should still be together with ourselves? Do you think, what do you see? Do you think the Yorubas could get in there? Because just recently, our very respected president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, said we should go for Mr. Adesina Adewumi, the former minister of Agric, and who is now presently the president of the African Development Bank. In 2023, who do you think should be the man that should put forward from here? Looking at Awo, Abiola, and now the Yorubas are coming again, even after Chief Obasanjo did it in 1999.
My only prediction of 2023, I will tell you, '63 to 93, 30 years. 93 to 2023, 30 years. Beware of the idols of March.
Beware of the idols of March.
Yeah, that is what I always say.
You know, we want you to learn, sir.
No, you know, in history, you have to be a good student of history. I cannot, because the permutation of Nigerian politics now is very deep and very, very. Nobody can say who is going to happen, and nobody can say who. As of today, I don't know anybody that can be there. As of today, I cannot say, I don't want to be a prophet of doom or somebody that will just forecast and it will come to pass. People will be rushing to that. It knows what. No. As of today, everybody are still permutating. Even some people that we've never heard their name, some people that will be hearing their name, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But I would rather implore Nigeria to put a person that is capable that can turn around our fortunes. I'm talking about Nigeria generally now, not about Yoruba land. When 2023 comes, I implore everybody to search deep into themselves, into their mind, and make sure that a person that can turn our fortunes around will be the person that will become the president of Nigeria. We cannot afford to permutate again. It's going to be doom. It's going to be doom.
So let me ask this very frank before we round up. In the last 40-50 years of Nigerian leadership, you have grown up as a Nigerian and in a system called Nigerian. Who do you think is the best leader that ever ruled? We've had it right from the time of Nnamdi Azikiwe to the time of Agui Ironsi, to the time of Tafawa Balewa, to Alhaji Shagari, Usman Shagari, to General Obasanjo, General Muritala, General who is the next one after Muritala? It was General Idi Agbon and Buhari and all that. Then we came to Babangida, downward. Among all this in the trajectory of Nigerian leadership, who will say that leader that nearly did it well, or he did it well, that put Nigeria in the right perspective and gave us leadership as it were?
My own choice will shock everybody, even people that knows me. My choice will shock them, because you are talking about Nigerian leader, not people that rule the region or the state.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From Tafawa Balewa, Agui Ironsi, Jack Gowon, Muritala Muhammed, Olusegun Obasanjo, Shehu Shagari, Muhammadu Buhari, Ibrahim Babangida, Sani Abacha, Absalam Abubakar, Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan, and Buhari. I pick Obasanjo.
That's interesting, sir. That's fantastic, sir. But you have to give us...
It will shock people that knows me that I pick Obasanjo. The reason I pick Obasanjo is that, one, is a lover of Nigeria. He loves Nigeria so much. Number two, and he's the only person that have the big heart to do whatever I want to do at every given time. He didn't want to know whose source is God. Whether it's positive or negative, he will do it. Yoruba people will say, yes, he never paid us.
Yes, that's what they are saying.
Yes, Yoruba people say we never paid us. You are telling me to look at it holistically. I'm not looking at it as a Yoruba. You asked me that I should look at it as
holistically.
Holistically as a Nigerian. I'll pick Obasanjo. I'll pick Obasanjo.
Why do you think people? Why are people shocked? Is it that you don't like Obasanjo as a person?
Not that I don't like Obasanjo as a person. They will look at it. You are a progressive, but you are giving me choice among first. You want me to pick first among the equals?
Yes, sir.
And I picked the first I thought among the equals. It's now left for you to ask me that if I want to grade their marks.
Yes, I want to.
I will not grade their marks.
Why, sir?
I will not grade their marks. Because the reason I will not grade their marks is that we never get to where we want to get to. But given to what they all have at that particular period, I pick Olusegun Obasanjo.
Who's like the next? A lot of people will say maybe Babangida or who again or Idi Agbon. Will you look at the Idi Agbon era? Will you say Nigeria was getting to it before it was aborted, or was it as bad as this?
Bro, don't let me talk too much. Let me just leave it at that. Let me leave it at that. That's what I will do off camera with you. But if you want me to pick first among the callers of Nigeria, with all those people that I mentioned, I'll pick Obasanjo.
So what other things do you see about Obasanjo that is different? Because I, as a person, I also have a kind of weakness for him in terms of leadership, in terms of, forget his private life, but in terms of, so what other things do you think every other leader can emulate from General Olusegun Obasanjo?
One, he has his fish. He's a thorough Nigeria. He has friends all over the place. And it helped him a lot. Because if there's going to be any problem at any particular area within the country, he knows who to call at every given time. It's him and one other amongst them that can do that. And the third one is that whatever I say, we stand by it. Even if it's wrong to you people, he will stand by it. You will never see him dilly-dallying. Obasanjo will stand by whatever he said. And whatever cause he believes in, he will fight that cause. It may not be right, too. But if he believes in a cause, he will fight that cause to the fullest. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, anything he believes in, yes, he will have thoroughly researched it, thought about it, before he pitched his camp onto that thing. He will never falter on it.
General Jembe told me that he's so gifted in terms of analytical mindset that if you give him a volume of book a night before the meeting, that by the next day, by the time you are sitting down, this man will be reeling out point by point. I mean, that he's so gifted in terms of analytic mindset and leadership. I've
been in that position with him before. That we went to him with a paper that was written by some professors and some of us that were not as educated as them. But a paper that took us about 4 months to put together. It took General Obasanjo about 3 hours to pinpoint all the mistakes we did there. It's an economic paper.
Economic paper, sir?
Economic paper.
I can't believe this, sir. Not a security paper.
Not a security paper, it's an economic paper.
Obasanjo is a security person, man.
And what I deduced from that is that for somebody to rule an heterogeneous country like Nigeria for 11 years, he will have aggregate of position economically in macroeconomics that he used in ruling people, in ruling the country then, to have that experience. I was marveled that day. I look at it that, this Baba just go through this paper about 2-3 hours. We are sitting down eating, and when we finish eating, he just started ruling out issues that took us a lot of argumentative hours before we get out that you are wrong in this one, if you can change it to this one. No. That is a gift. Some people will be saying that it's PhD. He says he has PhD. It's not a fluke. Somebody like me that I've ever encountered with him, I know that PhD is not a fluke. He's a product of a hard work.
A product of a hard work?
Hard academic work. That is it.
Okay, ranting up, sir. If you are to sit down with the agitators now, Igboho, Gani Adams, and all of them, what's going to be your chief message to them? People that are coming out to say, oh, we want a Nigeria. Even there's another one called, Atonda, all of them, agitators that are saying that we want a nation. What are you going to advise them as a father and not just a Yoruba? As somebody that is in the struggle and a veteran of the struggle.
What I will say is that we need a coordinated front. We need a minimum and maximum agenda that will be explicitly stated for the whole world to see, so that the struggle will have direction and can achieve results. That is my advice.
Then on the last note, sir, if you are put in a hall with let me say 1,000 Nigerian politicians, 1,000 Nigerian, both at the Senate, at the House of Rep, the governor, and what's going to be your message to them? Somebody as a social engineer, yourself as a leader, as a father, what's going to be your message if you are holding the microphone and you're going to give lecture to 1,000 Nigerian politicians? What are you going to tell them to do to change their orientation and to be able to lead in a better way?
My message will be only one thing. The only message I'll give to them is that they should be selfless. They should get themselves away from their selfishness. They are selfish. They should be selfless now, so that they can move the society forward. That would be my advice to them.
You mean that the cars they are buying, you go to the assembly, you see a lot of flashy cars, 50, 10 million. Is it part of selflessness to us?
The first aspect of their selflessness is that they should cut down the cost of governance. The cost of governance is killing the economy. They should cut down the cost of governance drastically. the money should be challenged. Any money that they cut away from it, they can even cut as much as 60% cost of governance. Yeah. All these SA to SA to SA, PA to PA to PA.
Some of them have 22 PAs.
Yeah, that is appalling.
Some don't even have 200 PAs.
That is crazy. That is not the way to create job. The money you are giving to 200 PAs, you can use it to set up a cottage industry where 5,000 people can work, rather than wasting it on some people that are jobbers in governance. They should cut down the cost of governance and channel any money they get from there to education. To education, they should standardize our education. Social engineering. If they should think about the future. And any country that want to make way in future must first invest heavily in its education. And you will see the result in 10 years' time. Every country in the world will be eating from our palm.
Sir, please, I want you to also answer this one. Sir. I'm very sorry. If you see 1,000 Nigerian pastors in the hall, 1,000 Nigerian pastors now, what are you going to advise them? Because we have a pastor who told us that he bought a third private jet during Corona and he was praying that Corona should not go. Is it Apostle Suleiman or something like that? What are you going to tell all these people that are now is about private jets, about limousines, about estate, real estate and all that? What are you going to tell 1,000 pastors as a man of God yourself, sir?
What I will tell them is that there is nothing wrong in a church having factories. All the money they are using for this self-aggrandizement, buying aircraft, yachts, flying all over the place, building humongous houses.
Helicopter of 65 million pounds.
Yeah, they should divest all those money into production for members of their church so that they can have work to do. There is nothing wrong in a church having factory, that they are producing clothes for children. There is nothing wrong in the church having a farm where they are producing food. There is nothing wrong in the church having rice mill, rice farm, millet farm, whereby you employ members of your church that are unemployed. In that way, you will be helping, you will be bringing people into the kingdom of God, you will be giving people food to eat, and you will make people appreciate going to church and praying to God with people in a congregation.
In fact, we want to thank you so much for this wonderful encounter, and we want to also ask you that when next we want to talk to you, we hope it's going to be difficult to get you, sir.
You are welcome at any time. I'm very grateful for this opportunity given to me to hear my own voice to Nigerian people. God bless us all.
In fact, thank you, sir. That has been a very wonderful, insightful encounter with a father, an elder statesman, a great man, an intellectual in his own rights, and a security expert. Our father, Comrade KOLAWOLE Are. He has been able to tell us about Nigeria, about what we need in terms of political engineering, social engineering, even our religious ways of life and all that. We want to tell you that till the next time that we'll be with him or any other guest on this program, please let the discourse continue. God bless you and goodbye.